Good evening, YouTube. We got up on the bench today is a bitch, if you ask me. A Texas Star Sweet 16. Somebody was doing winning this thing before I got to it. It had 8 blown Toshibas in it. Damn shame. But somebody has straight class C'd this thing. Took the bison out of it. And this thing had a lot of problems. The board right here, up underneath the cap was gone out of it. It had another cap in it, which totally wrong. Got metal clads back in it now, like it's supposed to be, but it had a burnt trace in there on the hot side, so this board had been shorted, not only on the top side, on the bottom side. The backboard back here, same way. It had been cut. I don't know if you can see that in there, but you have to rebuild them. It still has some components that works off that side. Not only just the transistor power, but other things. But anyways, we done a power wire upgrade to it. Took the little power that shoots power from this pole over to the transformer, which actually over to the board. Upgrade them and put a ferrite bead in between some Teflon wire, which carry more current. So each one of them's got that. Redone the power wires and run them over this distribution board here for the hot. It's got a ground going all the way down this side now. That's the problem with these amps, is they're hard to get ground because of all the cut traces in the board. If you think about it, this is not grounded exactly the way that I would want to do it, in a way. I've seen other people take the ground and pull them up and put them through here and put one here, one in between each one of these. But then again, you know, you still lost ground through that because you need ground on the outside of the transistor too, which they do have these grounding boards, big grounding straps to them, without just completely putting multiple grounds all over the board. They don't do exactly right. I don't know if you understand that or not, but the way we do it, you know, you take a board and it's solid ground all up underneath it, and you lay the peel strips above it for the transistors to get to and transformers to lay on and parts and so on, but you ain't got no traces cut, so it carries right much current all the way through the plane of the board. If I'm explaining that right. But anyways, it didn't have any caps there. They had cut out a bunch of stuff in it, had the wrong value inputs. The output caps was wrong, so it don't have sideband. It's not sideband, it's straight class C. I think it's the way he wanted it. The output combiner was all messed up, so I made a new one and put it in a heavy duty one. with Teflon wire instead of being coated wire. But this thing had a shit ton of reflect in it. The input combiner, the trace was completely lifted off the board. It had got so hot from either reflect or somebody doing some work in there, I don't know, but it just completely ate the trace up. So we had to go in there and fix that. And it is some things a little different here than it was before, but it had a hell of a reflect issue in it going back towards the radio. And I got day after day after day after day of messing with this thing. Should have just threw it out the door, or not really threw it out the door, but told the guy to come pick it up, because it was just too much wrong with it. Like I said, I've lifted the boards, traces up underneath it that needed to be, had to be rebuilt. Traces on top of the boards, especially this board and this backboard, had to be rebuilt. And that's a lot of trouble. If you see this here, this had already been rebuilt before I got it. It is a coax shield put across there. But if you take, you know, where I do my power wire, it runs all the way up here, runs that, runs over. The feedbacks, some of them was 39, some of them was 47. So that would, the imbalance, it had an imbalance in some of that. So I went back and done the best way I could. This combiner was burnt. This combiner was burnt output, and we replaced them. Put all new caps here on each one of them. It didn't have any. 10 ohms, they was burnt. The whole amp was pretty much, this board here would work and this board here would work. This one, like I said, didn't have no grounds in it, no powers. This one didn't have no powers in it, so it's showing an imbalance between this side and this side because only one board was working. But the way I started off doing this, I got some old transistors, which are, they're HGs. They're pulls out of amps, and the HFE is real low. So I put them in it, got it running, got everything up, put them in it, got it up and running with them just to make sure I didn't have any shorts or any issues on that part. Didn't want to blow up 8 new transistors. So I put the 8 new transistors in it when I got it up and running good. And like I said, the input is still persisted to have somewhat of a high input. It's less than a watt, so that's really not that bad for the power it's putting out. But this thing could do a little better. But a majority of it is for the person, whoever it was, class seated before me, I think done some stuff wrong and burn out some traces and didn't repair them or something. You never know with these things. You know, you just don't never know. You can't tell. You just have to fix what's in front of you and do the best you can. But it's the way it is. Hooked up 14.5 volts. Put new power wires on it. New grommets. Alright. Stock Cobra 29. Got the the 2 on, 22290s. And the amp is off. We're going to put, this is in peak. Let me change this over so you can tell easier. $1,000 slug. $1,000 slug. This is what we're going to be putting into it. About about 300 peak. And it's average. Turn the peak kit off. About 90 watts average into it. Alright, let's turn the peak kit off. Hell, let's leave 1,000 watt slug in it. Alright, with that much drive, turn the amp on. We getting right at 600 bird. Reflect. A little over half a watt. Alright, turn the peak kit on. Take a 1,000 watt slug out. 2,500 watt slug in. 2,500.
Early, someone's here. Early.
Be reading that top scale. Hello, about 1,200. Half a watt, 1,200 watts out. There you go. Evidently I got some company, so we got to cut this short. Y'all have a good day. Later.